Sanbonani, Dumelang, good day and hola everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the latest sports show with your host, Lita Hita Miti. On this episode, we'll be talking the latest football events, including transfers, cricket, as well as mixed martial arts. The African Cup of Nations has just wrapped up in Yaoundé, Cameroon, where a Hollywood scripted final between club teammates Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane was at center stage. The tie was decided by way of penalty shootout, seeing Senegal lift their first title in the nation's history. Although the game finished 0-0, it was a highly competitive encounter, with the winning team controlling the majority of the game and creating more chances throughout, seeing Sadio Mane miss a penalty in the game. This 0-0 scoreline means that Lions of Teranga only conceded 2 goals throughout the entire tournament, a spectacular defensive record which could be credited partly to arguably the best goalkeeper in the world, Edouard Mendy. The Chelsea goalkeeper was awarded with the Goalkeeper of the Tournament award given these defensive performances, only a month after winning FIFA's The Best Goalkeeper award. The player has had a very successful time since joining Chelsea, adding the AFCON to his collection of the Champions League and the European Super Cup. We absolutely love to see it and hope that his form and quality continue to shine for years and seasons to come. Mendy's teammate Sadio Mane was awarded with the Player of the Tournament award after contributing 5 goals and assists to his country's run to the title, a deserved award for legend of the game. The other most notable players of the tournament include Cameroon duo Toko Ekambi, as well as the tournament top goal scorer Vincent Aboubakar, who scored 5 and 8 goals respectively. A special shout out goes to Egypt's second choice goalkeeper Gabaski, who put on stellar performances for his nation on their way to the final as they played penalty shootouts in which he made crucial saves in. We were delighted to see a successful and fair conclusion to the tournament after poor refereeing as well as the loss of life left their marks on the spectacle. The transfer window has just come to an end in what was a crazy deadline day. And yes, I know we are a little late to the party, but better late than never. Where in the Premier League, Fabio Paratici has finally got the Italian job in full motion at Hotspur away, securing the signings of Dejan Kulusevski as well as Rodrigo Bentancur on loan and permanent deals respectively. Dele Alli became Frank Lampard's first signing as Everton boss, signing for no initial fee with guarantees of up to £35 million given that certain team and player performances are achieved. He is joined by Donny van der Beek, who joins from Manchester United on a 6-month deal. Miolenko and El Ghazi also joined the outfit earlier on in the month. Dan Burn joined the window's biggest spenders and football's latest billionaire boys, Newcastle United, in a deal worth £15 million from Brighton. He joins Kieran Trippier, Chris Wood as well as Bruno Guimaraes, who joined the club earlier on in the month. Luca Dean and Felipe Coutinho joined Steven Gerrard at Aston Villa and have already left their marks. Manchester City have finally signed a striker after signing Julian Alvarez from River Plate. The 21-year-old South American joins the club on a 5-year deal but will remain at River Plate until the end of the season. And I know they would have liked Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe, but seeing as they're both heading to Spain, I think they'll have to settle for a 21-year-old South American, which isn't too bad given how well Jesus has done. Luis Diaz joined Liverpool from FC Porto for about £50 million and has left his mark already, securing an assist on his debut game in a move by the club to bolster their attack in the absence of Mane and Salah, who are due back any minute now. Literally. Christian Eriksen is back in the Premier League, having secured a 6-month deal with Brentford with an option to extend for a further season. We are absolutely delighted to see the Dane back playing football after a life-threatening event in 2021. Now, the biggest D-Day news came in the form of former Arsenal captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang joining Barcelona on a free transfer. This comes after he had fallen out with his manager Mikel Arteta, given disciplinary reasons. This move is very shocking considering Barcelona's administrative and financial situation. However, given his quality, I'm sure Aubameyang will do well in Spain, helping his club possibly qualify for the Europa League or maybe even winning the competition. Who knows? In La Liga, Before securing the signing of Aubameyang, Barcelona landed Ferran Torres in what seemed like an eternity ago in a deal worth £47 million. They were joined by Adama Traore, who joined from Wolves on a loan deal with an obligation to make it permanent for £30 million. All forwards debuted in Barcelona's 4-2 win against Atletico Madrid on Sunday, a game which Adama Traore shined and Aubameyang made a cameo. This marks a very successful window and arguably the most productive by any European club under Barcelona's new president, and surely it signals a change in fortunes for the European giants. Anthony Martial joined Sevilla from Manchester United on loan. Daniel Was joined Atletico Madrid from Valencia. He was joined by Lille left-back Reynaldo Mandava, who joined in a deal worth €15 million. Giovanni Lo Celso joined Villarreal from Spurs on loan, and he was joined by Bryan Gil, who also left Spurs for Valencia on loan until the end of the season. It seems we're going to have to wait a little longer for the transfer of the century to happen, as Kylian Mbappe has recently stated that he will not make a decision on his future until after the Champions League tie against Real Madrid. Now, for any PSG fans out there, I recommend you enjoy them to the fullest and buy all these jerseys whilst you still got them, because I guarantee you he will not be there after the summer. Because we being asses, come on. Hashtag Kiki is coming home. In other deals around the world, Dusan Vlahovic joined the Old Lady for a deal worth €75 million in what is potentially the deal of the window. He was joined by Denis Zakaria, who joined for a deal worth €5 million from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Both signings scored on their home debut in a 2-0 win against Hellas Verona. Robin Gosens joined Inter Milan from Atalanta on an initial loan deal with an obligation to make it permanent for €15 million. Aaron Ramsey has made his way back to the UK, joining Rangers on a 6-month deal from the Old Lady, Juventus. Douglas Costa as well as Xherdan Shaqiri have made what seems to be their swan song moves to the MLS, securing deals to LA Galaxy and Chicago Fire respectively. Shaqiri joins Chicago Fire in a deal worth €5.5 million, which is considered a bargain only 6 months after joining Lyon, after the attacker failed to find his feet in France. In terms of local transfers, Fakhri Lakay joined Egyptian side Pyramids FC from Cape Town City for an undisclosed fee. Mamelodi Sundowns secured the signings of Bradley Ralani as well as Tebogo Mokoena from Cape Town City and SuperSport United respectively. 21-year-old South African striker Bongwani Hlongwane joined MLS side Minnesota United on a 3-year deal with an option to extend for 1 more season. And PSL newcomers Royal AM have secured the signings of 4 new players, namely Mxolisi Mangcupu, Sean Mokhaila, Hugh Marlin as well as Thabo Matlaba. In footballing results, Middlesbrough United caused the co-biggest upset of the weekend's FA Cup fixtures by eliminating great old Manchester United 8-7 on penalties after Cristiano Ronaldo failed to convert from the spot in regular time. That result is the co-biggest upset as Nottingham Forest thrashed Leicester City 4-1 in their fixture on Sunday. Another spectacular performance against Premier League opposition by Nottingham Forest. The other Premier League outfits secured routine wins in their fixtures, with Liverpool winning 3-1 against Cardiff City, Manchester City thrashing Fulham 4-1, Tottenham winning 3-1 against Brighton, and Chelsea beating Plymouth Argyle by 2-1. The Premier League returned on Saturday, with Burnley playing their 18th game in hand against Watford in a 0-0 game at Turf Moor, which was rather disappointing. On Tuesday, Newcastle take on Everton in Frank Lampard's first game as Everton boss, in a highly anticipated encounter, given the windows that both clubs have just had. The potential fixture of the week sees Leicester City travel to Anfield to play a Liverpool side who will have their starman back from the African Cup of Nations, as well as new signing Luis Diaz ready to go. La Liga also returned over the weekend with a massive tie between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona, proving the highlight of the weekend fixtures. The tie ended 4-2 in favour of Barcelona, courtesy of goals by veteran fullbacks Dani Alves and Jordi Alba, as well as youngsters Gavi and Ronald Araujo. Real Madrid consolidated their control over the league with a 1-0 win against Granada, all thanks to a trademark Marco Asensio strike in their first game after being eliminated from the Copa del Rey by Athletic Bilbao. Villarreal beat in-form Real Betis 2-0 away from home. Valencia and Real Sociedad played out a 0-0 draw. In other leagues around the world, PSG thrashed defending champions Lille 5-1 in their League One encounter, with Lionel Messi getting his second league goal of the campaign and Kylian Mbappe scoring a wonder goal as he struggled to leave death row records continues. Hashtag Kiki is coming home. AC Milan secured a 2-1 win over Inter Milan courtesy of a brace by Mr. Go-Kart Football, if you know you know, and Lazio beat Fiorentina 3-0. In cricket news, the Under-19 World Cup happening in the West Indies has just wrapped up, with India winning their record 5th title, beating England in the final by 4 wickets after the latter had posted 189 runs. India arguably cruised to victory against England after a top-order collapse caused by the fantastic bowling of right-arm, medium-fast Raj Pawar, who also scored 35 runs in the encounter to secure victory for his nation. India arguably cruised to victory against England after a top-order collapse at the hands of right-arm, medium-fast bowler Raj Pawar, who also went on to score 35 runs in a great all-round performance. India maintained a 100% win record throughout the tournament, a run which was nearly disrupted by a COVID-19 outbreak in the squad early on in the tournament. Australia edged Afghanistan by 2 wickets after the former chased 202 runs in order to claim a 3rd place finish at the tournament. Indian Raj Pawar as well as South African Devalt Brevis were 2 of the standout performers at the tournament and deservedly made it to the team of the tournament. Finally, in MMA news, UFC 270 happened just over 2 weeks ago in California, US, where heavyweight champion of the world Francis Ngannou defended his title against Cyril Gane. The fight was decided by way of unanimous decision, courtesy of some serious grappling and wrestling skills by the champion. Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo completed their trilogy fight in the lightweight division, with the Brazilian coming out on top by way of unanimous decision to reclaim the lightweight belt. Their quadrilogy fight is already in the works, with Moreno claiming that this fight will settle all scores. However that works. Robert Whittaker will get his rematch against Israel Adesanya for middleweight gold at UFC 271 in Texas on the 13th of February. Since their first bout in 2019, Robert Whittaker has gone on a 3-fight winning streak, beating the likes of Darren Till and Kevin Gastelum in the process. Adesanya, on the other hand, had moved up to light heavyweight to challenge then-champion Jan Blachowicz, a fight which he lost by decision. The middleweight champion does remain undefeated at middleweight and will be looking to consolidate his position as the GOAT of the division by beating Robert Whittaker for a 2nd time. Heavyweights Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa will also get to fight after Derek Brunson and Jared Cannonier fight on the same card as well in what are very highly anticipated and exciting matchups. That brings us to the end of our first episode, and I would now like to thank you for tuning in and kindly ask you to subscribe if you haven't already and follow us on our social media pages. We hope that you have thoroughly enjoyed this episode and continue to tune in as your support is highly appreciated. Feel free to leave any contributions such as feedback, suggestions or comments in the comment section down below. And on that note, adios amigos.